All right, guys, so today I'm going to share with you a pretty personal story, and I'm probably going to get emotional, but it's an important story I want to share with you, and it's going to be, this is my story of adoption. What I wanted to share with you guys is everything I do on this channel is just more to just life, right? I do restoration, but I'm also just a dad and a husband and a son, right? And so this is more about life than anything, just so you guys know. So this is gonna be the story of adoption. So as you guys probably already know, my wife and I got married in late 2009. And by 2012 or 13, we decided that we want to have children. And so I was 32 when we got married, I believe. And so around 34, 35, I was like, let's have a baby. And my wife had to have a tubal, whatever that stuff is. They had to redo the plumbing inside of that there. And so we tried in 2000, I think 12 or 13, we had her surgery done so we could try and have a baby. A couple years into it, and we were not getting pregnant. And couldn't figure out why. And so we went to the doctor and the fertility clinic, National Fertility Clinic, and they said that she wasn't producing eggs. I didn't really know what that meant, but I was like, okay, well, produce some eggs. What do we do next? And so it turned out only one of there's two plumbing pipes for a woman, and only one of them was working. So, and then they ovulate on one side 1 month. So it was already 1 month you're guaranteed not to get pregnant because it goes like that. I didn't know this stuff until I know now, but this is how I found out. So you could only get pregnant every other month at the best. And so after probably 2 or 3 years, we went to the doctor and we're like, she's not producing eggs. So we started giving her shots, taking some medicine to see if we could get some eggs, and couldn't get any eggs at all. And they're like, we don't think you're not gonna have a baby. And I couldn't wrap my head around that, really. So I was like, okay, well, I didn't even know I wanted a baby, to be honest. So then, but after about a year, I was like, we started looking into being foster parents, right? Because I wanted a baby, and I was like, and then it didn't take long trying to be a foster parent. I was like, nope, can't do this, right? We had Autumn, who was living with us. So I've got 2 stepdaughters, beautiful girls, and they're in their mid-20s now. But Autumn at this time was probably 13 or 14, something like that. And there was no way I was bringing a teenage boy from foster care into my house with that girl. Nope, it wasn't gonna happen. And so we just couldn't do it. And they were like, well, so they said if you do a teen, you might be able to get a sibling. Or I was like, I just can't do it. So we decided to go down the adoption road. And to be honest with you, I didn't really want to do foster care, and I didn't want to adopt a baby, to be honest with you. I was like, I want my own baby. And I was like, whatever. As time went on, a year or two into it, I was like, I think it bothers me, And so, but it is what it is. I went through it, and I was like, we were praying about it, and I was like going through the adoption process. We had to go through a home study. I didn't have any money yet, guys. I was still a handyman, okay? This is 2014, 2015, 2014, we started the adoption process, I think. And we had just bought a house. A house wasn't even $230-something thousand, I don't believe. We couldn't even get a $200,000 loan, a year before that, 2 years before that. We didn't have no money. Anyway, we ended up putting down $1,500, and then, which is all the money I had, it felt like. And then I got the house refinanced, or approved for a refinance, because once they get done with the adoption and you do the pitch book, once they pick you got to go. And so I did a lot of thinking and praying, and I was like, I guess we're gonna adopt a baby. And then it was weird because even though we did all those things, I still secretly wanted my own child. And so I was trying to give that up. Long story short, we wound up, they told us that they found a birth mom for us. And I don't know if she's Murfreesboro, but the other thing that was weird was when you go through this process, you have to sign waivers. Are you okay with a baby with special needs, like Down syndrome? Are you okay with a black baby, a brown baby, one missing an arm. Are you okay with a girl? And I was like, I don't think I'm a racist. I don't think I'm a sexist, but I was like, I want a little boy that looks just like me. That's what I want. And I wasn't trying to be selfish. I'm just telling y'all what I wanted. That's what I'd always envisioned. And when you start to really want a baby, just to have a baby, then you're like, I just want a baby. And so we finally got to the point to where I was like, we were going to take whatever. And I grew up, my aunt, Becky, was Down syndrome. And so I was familiar with that. And she lived to be like 64 years old too, by the way. It's incredible. She only passed away a handful of years ago. And so I knew what all that meant. My grandparents still took care of Becky. And I was like, I don't care. I want a baby. And so finally we came to terms with being okay. So I finally said, we'll take whatever. And so the last part was we did this pitch book. And the pitch book was where you put pictures of yourself and then you tell your story and about who you are. And basically you're writing a letter marketing yourself to that baby's mom. Because could you imagine giving up your baby? So that's what that lady was going to go through. And so they'd found this girl, the mom was pregnant, and we were like, Jamie, my wife was like, we got to do the pitch book. And I'm like, all right. So as you can see here, we did this picture. This is our nursery. And we didn't know, this was in 14, we were doing the process. In 2015, they had identified a birth mom in late 14, early 15. And I was like, and y'all, here's my wife, she's smoking hot, right? Our house is good. I'm going to get the first baby. That's the way I work. I'm going to get me a baby. I'm going to get me the first baby. We're the best parents. I've had a record deal. It's a good story. We're going to get us a baby. And so I just knew that the first one that came up saw this we were going to get a baby. And it happened. So we painted the nursery, Restoration Hardware crib, and for somebody who didn't have money, that's a $2,500 nurse crib, I think. So we painted it all in just asexual colors. And if you look at the second picture here, you can see that there's a, I didn't know it was going to be a boy or a girl. So we had pink and blue. And so we put the nursery together, and we had the Bible verse, First Samuel, whatever it says. I pray for this child, and the Lord granted it to me. So we were going to be thankful for whatever we got. Sorry. We finished the nursery. And you can see here in this picture, this is our post on Facebook. And February 23rd, 2015. We knew we were going to have a baby. We didn't know if it was going to be a boy or a girl. But we posted it, put our hearts out there, and we said, we're going to have a baby. So on February 23rd, 2015, we told the world, we're going to be having ourselves a baby. We put that picture on Facebook. And I had finally let go, I just wanted the baby. I didn't care what it looked like. I wanted that little baby. And so here's how God works. February 23rd is when we took the picture. I came to find out later that we were pregnant for 4 days when we took that picture with Finley. When we took that picture, we were already pregnant, and I didn't know it. The reason why I know it was that is because my wife was starting a store in Kentucky with her sister, and they were opening. My wife had already started one store, Vintage 615, in Spring Hill, Tennessee, and we had that store going, and she was going to Kentucky to go launch the next store, the Rustic Thread. But I remember we'd had a cold snap, and that was the day the ice dams hit Nashville. And I thought it was going to be a freeze-thaw event. And that was when my water damage division of my company just really took off. was that date. And how ironic is that? I rolled over like at 6 a.m. and I saw I had like 25 missed calls, and I was like, babe, it's happening. I was like, I'm not going to see you for a while. And so we did our thing because I knew I wasn't going to see her. And then she went to Kentucky for 3 weeks, and she was gone launching that store for 3 weeks. And I was just busy working water jobs, and that just launched my company into the stratosphere for financial stuff that year. And so that's when that's how I know what day it was, because I didn't see my wife again after that. And it's just how ironic is, like, that was also the day that my water damage division, my company, took off. It was that day, same day that we got pregnant with Finley. It's insane. So here's Finley, by the way, if you haven't seen her yet. So children are God's best gift to a human. And I know some people may not, but I'm just telling you, I didn't even realize how much I was going to love being a father and a dad. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me, 100%, by far. And so we've got Silas too, and he's got a great story too. But this one's for Finley, and so that's my story of adoption. What would I tell you? If you can't get pregnant, try to adopt, see what happens. And so if y'all have got any other stories of adoption, drop a comment and let me know. But that was my first and only dealing with adoption, at least so far. And maybe my wife and I are adopt again, or adopt now. So in case you're wondering, once you get pregnant, the adoption's off. Like, you can't do both those at the same time, or at least not the outfit we were using. So anyway, that's my story of adoption. And dude, I would kill for that child, just anything. And so I'm the luckiest man in the world. I've been able a chance to grow up with virtually nothing and move to Nashville, get a chance to experience things, singing music nobody could. I've had a chance to think I wasn't going to have a baby, and then to get her in the 11th hour like that, and be able to start a company. And it's been an amazing ride. I'm truly blessed. So I'm very, very grateful, very thankful. So anyway, that's my story of adoption. Hopefully you guys will like it. Anyway, I just want to share that with you. Hope you guys do well.